What's up guys, this is Musick and welcome back to the Music channel. I know it's been a little bit since I last made a video on here, but I hope today's surprise is going to be worth it. As I'm sure you guys know, I've been making videos for a very long time, and I started out on the main channel, Musick, making guitar videos, and then we transitioned into pretty much just gaming videos over there, but now we have this channel, the Music channel, which is made for dedicated music-related stuff. And over all these years, I've been able to meet a lot of amazing people, go to all kinds of different events, and also work with a lot of amazing brands and companies over the years. But pretty much all of those experiences have been gaming-related up until this point, because recently I got approached by a company called Sterling by Music Man, and they sent me this, which I've been keeping hidden for quite a while now, but this is the Majesty 7 string. Now, if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you guys know, like, absolutely obsessed with the Ibanez guitars, and that is primarily what I play, but this specific guitar is one that I've had my eye on for quite a while now. I've always been a big fan of John Petrucci and Dream Theater, and I've always wanted to play and own an Ernie Ball Majesty guitar, but if you guys have seen the price tag on those things, it is pretty expensive. But a bit ago, I got approached by the awesome dudes at Sterling, and they were willing to send this guitar out, so I now have a Majesty 7. I've got one of my dream guitars, and it's all thanks to them. So massive thanks to Sterling by Music Man for sending me this Majesty 7. I will have a link in the description if you guys want to check this guitar out and also look at the specs on it. However, at the time of recording this video, the guitar is sold out, so even if you wanted to buy it, you really can't right now. There is a second finish that it comes in called Tiger Eye, but the one that they sent me is Blood Orange Burst, and it's an absolutely stunning guitar. The body is made of Nyato, it has a spalted maple veneer top. The bridge is just described as a modern tremolo, which I do want to talk more about later in this video. It's got a pretty standard 25.5-inch scale length for the neck, and as far as goes for the frets, we have a medium jumbo profile, and basically what that means is when you get to the lower frets, you really have a lot more space, and there's a lot more stretching going on, but when you get to the higher frets, they do start to get a lot smaller. The wood of the neck is a 3-piece Nyato, the fingerboard is an ebony fingerboard, and has custom John Petrucci inlays, and as far as goes for the pickups, the neck pickup is a Dimarzio liquefier, and the bridge pickup is a Dimarzio Crunch Lab. The Majesty 7 has a 3-way pickup selector, and it also has this push-pull volume boost, which I can demo for you guys right now. Now, when the guitar first came in, I thought it had some kind of Sustainiac pickup because it does require a 9-volt battery in the back in order to power this volume boost function, but no, it's not a sustainer, and it seems to have a little bit more of an impact when you're playing on a clean station versus if you already have a lot of distortion or a lot of overdrive going. But honestly, I feel like specs aren't nearly as important as the actual feel of the guitar itself. Like, how does the guitar feel? How does it play? When it comes to the feel of the guitar, honestly, the body is kind of light compared to the guitars that I'm typically used to. Maybe that's because it is mostly like a Nyato wood body, but the overall build of the guitar is phenomenal. Like, when it came in, it was obviously out of tune, but the setup for the guitar, like the string action and stuff, was still pretty low, not like too low, but Honestly, it's like right in that sweet spot, but since the Majesty 7 has this tremolo bridge with springs in the back, I was concerned that it might go out of tune pretty often, which it does here and there, but only if you're being really aggressive with the whammy bar or doing a lot of crazy bends, but overall the tuning stability is pretty solid. The strings on here are fairly new and they need to settle in and reach equilibrium. And that does bring me to one potential negative, but it really doesn't have as much to do with the guitar. But since the guitar came in, it was going flat pretty often and I had to keep tuning up and that was increasing the tension. And now the bridge is actually sunken in quite a bit. And if I wanted to do a more advanced adjustment, it would be nice to be able to refer back to some kind of manual that will show me exactly how to do that. Now, since I've been playing guitar for a long time and I have a lot of experience with these Floyd Rose guitars, I can do that kind of setup on my own. I don't have to take it to a shop or anything. But if you are someone who's like a brand new player, or if you haven't owned an instrument like this, you probably would want to refer to some kind of manual or documentation on how to fix that. And unfortunately, the guitar did not come with that, and I couldn't find anything online, and I even reached out to the guys at Sterling, and they just don't have anything like that. So yeah, that's a little piece of feedback that I would give them, and it could potentially be a very small drawback if you're planning to get an instrument like this, but ultimately, you can make that adjustment. It's not gonna be that hard, and after I make this video, I will make that adjustment myself. I just didn't want to do it while filming this because I don't want anything to go wrong with the guitar. But yeah, aside from trying to get this bridge to equilibrium, the guitar looks beautiful, it plays extremely smooth, and I feel like it really shines when you're just playing typical high gain, highly distorted stuff. The Majesty 7 absolutely shreds, man, and I did play some clean stuff as well, but I don't necessarily feel like that's its strongest suit, but it can do it as well. And one of my favorite parts about having a guitar like this is that it's not quite like anything that I own, aside from the fact that it's a different brand, but also it's a 7-string guitar with this modern tremolo bridge, but there's no locking tuners, which does make it significantly more convenient to make some more drastic tuning changes on the fly without having to, you know, mess with all the different tools and stuff, which I'm used to doing anyway, but this does make it a little bit easier. And I do think it's also worth mentioning that the guitar came with this little gig bag, which is really cool. You can put your picks, your string wipes, other kinds of guitar accessories in this little pouch right here. This little pouch is probably not big enough to fit most tab books and stuff, but it will fit your guitar, and it's a nice little backpack carrying case. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for my first impressions and I guess initial review of the Majesty 7. This is an absolute dream guitar of mine. And again, massive, massive thanks to Sterling by Music Man for sending this guitar out. Honestly, man, I'm kind of speechless. Like, I never thought that an opportunity like this would ever happen to me. And weirdly enough, I'm kind of nervous about it. But realistically, something like this is only possible thanks to you guys. So again, thank you guys very much for watching. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always,
make sure to like and subscribe for more.